Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying attention to the NFL in recent weeks, you know that the AFC North is shaping up to be one of the most intense, competitive divisions in the entire league. And right at the heart of this drama, the Cleveland Browns are quietly but surely positioning themselves as a team to watch, especially with the latest developments involving their defense and the upcoming matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. Let's dive into what's been happening, what the players are saying, and what we can expect from this crucial game that could have long-term implications for both teams' seasons. Recently, Browns safety Grant Delpit made some headlines with his comments about Baltimore Ravens running back Derrick Henry. Now, Delpit, who's been an integral part of Cleveland's secondary, was asked about how difficult it is to bring down a powerhouse like Henry, who, as many of you know, is one of the most physically imposing running backs in the league. Last week, Henry rumbled for 169 yards against the Buffalo Bills, an incredible performance that clearly showcased his ability to take over games when given the chance. So naturally, reporters wanted to get Delpit's take on what it takes to stop a player of Henry's caliber. And his response? Not hard. That's right, folks, Delpit's words stirred the pot a bit. You could tell he meant it as a confident statement, but you also knew that Henry, hearing about it, wouldn't just let that slide. Later in the day, during Baltimore's media session, Derrick Henry responded with a calm, measured tone. He had a quote, Henry said, "We'll see on Sunday." That's classic NFL trash talk. Just enough to get the rivalry simmering, but nothing too over the top. It's the kind of back and forth that fans love, especially when it's about a game as critical as Browns versus Ravens. But let's shift gears a bit here, because while Henry and Delpit have their little verbal sparring, the real story is what Cleveland's defense, led by the ever-imposing Myles Garrett, plans to do to contain that Ravens rushing attack. Garrett, who's been a dominant force in the league and a former Defensive Player of the Year, took a much more composed approach when asked about the upcoming challenge. He's the kind of leader who prefers to let his performance do the talking, and his words reflected that calm confidence. "We got to go out there and prove him," Garrett said, referring to Delpit's comments. "Talk is cheap. I mean, he's a hell of a player. He's a Hall of Fame talent, but we got to go out there and have our guys' backs. So we're going to support him in the best way we can, and that's by slowing him down and stopping the run game and nullifying their best talents as best as we can." And that's the crux of it, isn't it? The Browns know what's at stake. Baltimore's offense, even in a rough season opener where they lost badly to the Bills, showed that they can be nearly unstoppable, especially on the ground. The Ravens piled up 432 yards of offense in that game, with 238 yards rushing alone. Lamar Jackson, as dynamic a quarterback as we've seen, added 70 rushing yards himself, constantly keeping defenders guessing with his ability to escape and scramble. Jackson's athleticism is a nightmare for defenses. His unpredictability, his speed, his ability to turn a broken play into a big gain. It's all part of what makes Baltimore's run game so dangerous. Myles Garrett, who's been watching film and preparing with his teammates, talks about Jackson's unique style. "There's just the inherent unpredictability about what he's going to do with that athleticism," Garrett explained. "How soon he's going to scramble through what holes, and to what extent is he going to stay behind the line? Is he going to throw it, or is he going to do like he did against the Bills and run 7 yards, get 19 yards, and you just don't know?" It's that unpredictability that makes Jackson such a threat, and Garrett, along with the rest of Cleveland's defense, knows they have their work cut out for them in this game. Now, let's talk about the betting line and the expectations. As of Friday, Baltimore was listed as an 11.5-point favorite over the Browns. That's a significant spread, especially considering the Browns' recent performances and their reputation as a tough, resilient team. Garrett admitted that he's been keeping an eye on the spread, and it's something that's been on his mind. "It was 12-5 last time I checked," Garrett said, with a hint of a competitive edge in his voice. That definitely goes to my mind when we're working throughout the week. The Browns might be underdogs, but if there's one thing Cleveland fans know, it's that the team often rises to the challenge when underestimated. There's also a lot of talk among the players about what's at stake mentally. Browns cornerback Denzel Ward, a Pro Bowl talent himself, has been vocal about not letting the odds or the perception of the game affect their mindset. "It is definitely disrespect," Ward said, "but we just have to go in there and take care of business regardless of what people may think and who they've got winning or losing the game. We have to go in and try to beat the odds. They put us against the odds, we've got to go in there and try to beat it." That kind of mentality is exactly what Cleveland needs if they want to upset Baltimore and keep their playoff hopes alive. And let's not forget the recent history between these two teams. Over the last 6 matchups, the Browns and Ravens have split evenly, each winning 3 times. Last season, Cleveland managed to take the first contest at home despite being a 7-5-point underdog, a game that really showed the resilience and fighting spirit of this Browns team. That game was a prime example of how Cleveland can hang with the top teams when everything clicks, especially on defense and in the trenches. This upcoming game is more than just another regular season contest. It's a statement game for Cleveland. It's an opportunity to show that their defense, led by Garrett and supported by Delpit and Ward, can handle the physicality and unpredictability of Baltimore's offense. It's also a chance for the Browns to prove that they're not just a team with potential, but a team that's ready to challenge for the division title and maybe even beyond. The AFC North is brutal, with each team capable of flipping the script on any given Sunday, but Cleveland's focus is clear. They want to go into Baltimore, put on a performance that says they belong among the division's elite, and leave with a win that can redefine their season. Now, thinking about what lies ahead, the Browns have to be strategic. They need to contain Derrick Henry, who's proven time and again that he can carry the load for Baltimore if given the opportunity. Delpit's comments, whether taken lightly or not, add a bit of spice to what promises to be a fiery game. Garrett's leadership and calm approach will be crucial in rallying the defense to stay disciplined, to stay gap-conscious, and to be relentless in stopping the run. And the secondary, including Ward, will have to be sharp to contain Baltimore's passing game and limit Jackson's escapability. The game also has big playoff implications. A win would be a statement that Cleveland is serious about their postseason ambitions, especially in a division that's as competitive as the AFC North. But if Baltimore comes out strong, especially with that potent rushing attack, it could be a long day for Cleveland. The key will be execution, discipline, and the mental toughness to stay in the fight, no matter what the scoreboard says at halftime. As fans, we're all eager to see how this plays out. Will Delpit's confidence pay off? Can Garrett and the Browns' defense slow down Henry and Jackson? Will Cleveland be able to shock the world and upset the odds? These questions make the upcoming game one of the most anticipated in recent Browns history. And remember, this rivalry isn't just about the current season. It's about legacy, pride, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. So as we gear up for Sunday's showdown, keep your eyes on the Browns. They've shown resilience, grit, and the ability to rise to the occasion. With Garrett leading the charge and players like Delpit and Ward ready to step up, Cleveland is not just playing for a win, they're playing to make a statement. And let's be honest, in the NFL, anything can happen, especially when you have a team that refuses to back down and a fan base that's hungry for success. The AFC North is about to get even more interesting, and Cleveland Browns fans, you're right there in the thick of it. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. Do you believe the team can pull off the upset in Baltimore? Do you think Garrett and the defense will be able to contain Henry and Jackson? Or are you already looking ahead to the next game? Whatever your thoughts, we want to hear them. Your passion fuels this community, and we're all in this together as Browns fans, supporting our team through thick and thin. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and behind-the-scenes insights into the Cleveland Browns. This season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and you don't want to miss a single moment. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep pushing forward together. Cleveland Browns fans, this is just the beginning. There's a lot more football to come, and it's going to be epic. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and as always, go Browns.